Hey y'all, and welcome to Sola Outdoors, where today we're taking a closer look at my 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Over the last 2 years, I've done a few modifications. Starting with the front suspension, I've installed a set of Bilstein 5100 struts, and I've mated those with a set of spacer lifts. I'm sitting around 3.25 inch of lift in the front to clear my 33-inch Cooper Discover AT3 all-terrains. In the rear, it's just got a spacer lift off of a Jeep TJ. I think it sits around 1.5 inches, 2 inches of lift in the rear. Now this Jeep didn't come with skid plates from the factory, so I opted to order some Mopar factory skid plates from my local dealer. The roof rack is a DIY solution that my buddy and I threw together in a couple of weekends. It's mostly 1-inch EMT tubing. It was one of our first DIY projects for this vehicle, and it certainly won't be the last. I actually expect us to rebuild it now that we know what we want and what we don't want out of it. Along the sides of the roof rack, we've got some cheapo aux beam spotlights. That's for when we're cruising around, just to kind of see what's going on the sides of us and to have a little bit of working light while we're at the camp. Sitting on top of the roof rack is our Tuff Stuff Delta Rooftop Tent. So we've only had this tent for about 3 months now, but we absolutely love it. Of course, it has your typical trade-offs of having a rooftop tent, like my gas mileage dropping by about 5 miles per gallon on the highway, but in my opinion, it has been a lifesaver on the trail. We spent about 7 nights in the tent so far, and on the very first night, we knew immediately that we needed a different mattress. The one that ships with the Tuff Stuff Delta is a little bit too firm for lighter weight people like my wife and I, so we opted to change it out for a softer 3-inch mattress from a website called foambymail.com. When we got it in, we cut it to size and slipped it into the original mattress cover. Other than that, this tent has been amazing. We did install this LED strip up here so that we don't have to fumble around looking for a flashlight or a headlamp at night, but that's more of a creature comfort, personal preference thing than a flaw in any stretch of the imagination. One thing that I absolutely love about this tent is the fact that they include this mesh gear attic. So whenever you climb up and you don't feel like getting undressed outside the tent, you got people with you, or you just want to get some stuff like your jacket or some extra pairs of socks out the way, just throw them up in here. They're out the way. You don't have to worry about tripping over them or getting tangled in them in the middle of the night. On the inside of the car, there's not a whole bunch going on. I do have my tablet mount here where I've mounted my Samsung S5e tablet. I do have Gaia GPS loaded on this tablet so we can kind of keep an eye on where we are on the trail. It's come in very, very handy. I was using just my phone before. It's so much easier to use a tablet. Now in the center console, I've mounted a Uniden Pro 520XL CB radio. We don't have any ham license operators with us, so we're sticking with CBs for the time being. Now I mounted in here to kind of get it out of the way. There was a CD player / changer mounted in this spot originally, so I ripped it out and mounted it in here with a custom bracket. There's a lot of close enough on the projects I've done so far, and I plan on fixing that. So please be sure to subscribe if you want to see a bunch of over-the-top and overly complicated DIY projects with a little bit of off-roading on the side.